Okay, we're back. So the last video, we actually got levels 1 and 2 done, which is just a little like, hey, pop, somebody showed up on the screen. And then we had a little snap, and you move in different directions, okay? So the next thing we want to do for level 3 is we want to use a mask to make 2 people show up in the same spot, okay? So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go ahead and use this same clip here, and I can copy it. Here's a little trick for you. Hold down Alt on the keyboard and drag a clip over, and you can make a copy of it. Okay, so there we go. So we'll have this again. So we'll start with this. He goes in and he pops up on the screen, and now he goes and he snaps his fingers. But now when the fingers snap, what I want to do is I want him to have a little clone buddy show up next to him. Okay, and so he's going to look over and be like, what are you doing here? Okay, so I'm going to take this one here. Again, I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to drag it over because it's a nice little shortcut. Okay, so now we've got this whole snap because we've got the marker. Boom. He appears in a different spot, but I can't see this guy right here. So this is where we're going to start using some masks, which are going to be helpful tools. Okay, so I'm going to click on this clip. And then I'm going to go to Effect Controls. If you don't have the Effect Controls windows, go up here under Window and go to Effect Controls right here and make sure it's checked. Okay. So now for this clip, I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at opacity. Okay. That's whether or not things can be seen through. Okay. We can go ahead and increase that. But all we're going to do right here is we're going to add one of these masks. Okay. So I'm going to create a 4-point polygon mask on this. So I'm going to click on that right there, and then the mask just kind of moves onto the screen. I can move over here and look, I can shift this over, and now you can kind of see what's happening. For this clip right here, okay, this top clip, all that I'm going to see is the area that's masked off. Okay, so nice, simple concept. We're going to have to play with it a little bit. So we can adjust the edges of the mask by grabbing these points right here and pulling them down. Okay, so I can pull this one down here. I can pull it down over there. I do have to kind of move through my clip a little bit and make sure that, oh, there's my hand. My hand goes out that way a little bit, so I might go back onto this mask here. Go and click on the mask over here. You see how I have to activate it again in order to edit the mask. So I'm going to move this over. You can also add different points in the mask. So these masks are very manipulatable. I'm not quite sure if I'm making up new words for you or not here, but see, we can do a lot of edits to the mask. We can put different points in along the way. Okay, you can grab this tool, go in here, see why, there we go, and we can set different mask points along the way, and then we can start pulling those things out just to customize the mask the way we want it to be. So if I go ahead and turn this layer back on, and now I play this clip, boom, he walks into the screen. It's rendering this, that's why it's moving a little bit slow. Okay, walking through the scene. It's so dramatic when it plays back this slow. And right about here, we're going to have a finger snap. Boom. And there we go. What? Now you can see that my mask is overlapping my hand a little bit over here. Okay. So if I wanted to, I could go back into this mask. I could highlight the mask right here, and I could say, uh-oh, I need to be careful about this mask point. Maybe I need to pull this one up a little bit, and I need to come over there, but maybe I need to add a different point here and even another point here to stretch these out, right? To customize this mask so that things don't get overlapped, okay? So anyway, there you go. We're going to snap our fingers. Boom, there he is. He looks over. He looks over. They're both a little shocked by the whole thing. And now we could do another snap. Boom, and maybe on this snap right here, which is actually kind of already lined up right now, boom, they both disappear. I might need to fine-tune that a little bit more. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and use my arrow tool to make sure these guys line up so that people disappear at the same time. Snap, and they both go away. That was a little late. Let's pull that back a little. I'll find that right about. So again, we're going to see the snap, and let's just trim them both right there. Okay. So that's kind of your level 3 work. All right, so for fun, to wrap this one up, got these guys, snap their fingers, they go away. And then if I want to, I can go back to my raw footage and you can find a bunch of other ways that you can play with these same concepts. So here I've got this little clip where I pop back onto the scene again, okay, using all of these basic functions here. I can go ahead and drag this video clip only and pop it in there. And now, snap, and the third guy shows up there, okay. Awesome. So we're going to wrap this one up. I'm going to do one more video, and I'm going to add some keyframes to the masks so you can actually make them kind of animate in and out.